Okay, so I made a current reality tree. It's kind of a universal one for software development, and quite often clients ask me about how do we make our release is a little bit more frequent, so we can think about that. And then there's some causes, all proximate, some themes, story size, BA work, QA work, QA being downstream of development, BA being upstream of development or ready for dev. Some of my pieces here, I'm one of the experts on trunk-based development, but I noticed a defect, and that's this piece here. So if we say our builds too much code, maybe that's a common theme, people might say that's us. And I previously said that's because we're not doing test impact analysis, and that's because our development isn't modular enough, but this one and this one are back to front. Let me say what I mean by that. I think this one's down here. And come on, OmniGraffle. I'm not using the online tools because I've got too much complexity in this one. So the and's because, whoops, maybe it's there, and then this one comes down here. So we say the builds too much, maybe universally true, apart from the most zipping startups out there and the darlings of the industry, Google and the like. And we could say that's because our development isn't modular enough. And why is that? Or how do we break that down? And we say we're not doing test impact analysis, but it could be that we actually have a number of other things down here that are also in the same place. And doing these little breakthroughs on your own current reality tree, allowing you to refine through a series of drafts, helps you drive towards some things that are actionable that might alleviate sections of this tree. Bottlenecks may move. It's not the only way to indicate bottlenecks, but it's a pretty good one, especially for a group that may have been pulled together to evolve this in a series of drafts. But anyway, that's the process that you would do. You would draw it up, print it off, take it to somebody say, I don't think that's right. And then based on that feedback, you go, yeah, it's true, it's not quite right. Remember, we should always be after the ideas. And if our ego takes a dent because we previously drafted something that doesn't stand up long term, we should try and swallow that and be able to carry forward with what is ultimately a group product that is more valuable for more eyes being on it and isn't going to be right from the first incarnation. But anyway, so off video at least, I'll work on what those other things are. But my gut tells me they're there, but I need to try and work out how best to summarize them in this sort of style. So there you go. And I'm in OmniGraffle. I quite like it. Flying Logic Pro is another purposeful application for current reality trees, but OmniGraffle gives me a whole bunch of things. Curvy lines, line hops, the ability to customize the shapes, and in my particular case I like the arrows going in the opposite direction. This because that, and all because that, etc.